Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. Sean Higgs Matt Fargo. It's a Tuesday, your Tuesday edition, with a Friday college football winner. Florida State, Virginia Cavaliers. We'll get to that shortly, but first, you are here. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe, notification alarm so you know each and every day that we come at you with free picks. There you go. It's right there for you in case you can't hear me and you could only read. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and get notified about the Winner Circle Sports Betting channel. College football, NFL free picks, Friday football live 1 o'clock with me and him and you and Mark Lawrence. We have daily videos. Chip Chirimbus comes in on the weekends with the Legends of the Game free picks with NFL and college football. So 7 days a week free picks. You're going to get sides, totals. We got a little player prop show. All we're missing is you, as they like to say. That's probably some state motto. Come visit. All we're missing is you. Leave a comment on the video for this game here. Side, total, whatever you got, prop. You're just a fan of the Seminoles or the Cavs, whatever you got to say. Just kind of keep it a little class. We got a lot of class. I know it's all low, but sometimes children do read the comments, so keep it clean. Now, these are the free picks. We do our best to win the free picks. College football, 9-7-1 with the free picks. 2-2-1 last week with our free picks in the video. One of them was a bad one because we caught a safety in that Auburn game. Whatever. It should have been a winning. But either way, hey, we are up with our college football free picks. You want our best bets, our top plays, our premium action, head on over to Gambler's World. Check it out. See what everybody's doing. Not just the college football for premium action, but NFL. Major League Baseball, we're winding down. I should have saved the Major League Baseball. Let me just say 3-7-38 package is guaranteed as always. Show your profit or credit back, all sports included. Go get it. The $69.99 day pass is great on weekends when there's multiple packages up. Baseball, I got to talk to, I got Matt here. I know this is a football show, but baseball real fast. Matt is currently number one baseball capper on the site. Get his end of season special. 149, all the games. You got this week, very important week, especially for his Toronto Blue Jays facing the Red Sox here. 149, go get it. Matt's having a great season. 197 and 229. That's 46%, folks. But you know what? He's the money leader because when you take underdogs, this is a sport where underdogs kind of come in handy. It's not like football where an underdog, you go 46%, you're down a little bit. Well, a lot of people don't take all dogs in the NFL on the money line. So don't be scared by the percentage. Matt, number one MLB guy. Real fast, I now want to go to MLB. So your Jays and Sox today. Sox, as much as I think the Sox have pressure on them, I think your Jays got a little pressure. You got a 3-game lead on the Yanks. You lose. I mean, you're playing Boston, who is fighting for their wild card lives. Yanks are rolling in with the White Sox. No Bichette. The big line today. I think they're telling you to take Toronto when it's a 155. I thought Giolito would probably be a little better pitcher, but thoughts on that before we jump into some football?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2-game lead over the Yankees, unfortunately. I wish it was
game. All right.
That third game would be huge right now, but
I think it's the tiebreaker. They got the tiebreaker over them, so it's really like a 3-game.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right? Yeah, they do have the tiebreaker. They have the tiebreaker over them. They have the tiebreaker over the Tigers. So if they can skate out of here going 4-2 in the last 6 games, they'll have the top seed, which, what we've seen the last few years, I don't know if it's really good or bad because they get that bye and they take 4 or 5 days off. And, baseball's a game of momentum and they lose it when they take those days off. So part of me, it's good to get to the second round without having to play, the wild card team or whatever all that is, or is it that, or is the time off really worth it? I don't know. But yeah,
here's the thing.
For this game anyway, Giolito is a huge dog. If I had to play this game, I'm not going to. If I had to play it, I would probably take Boston. I think there's too much value there. And, going back to what you were saying about underdogs, like this time of year, the final week of the season, teams that are expected to win, have to win, or are, vying for positioning, these lines are getting shaded. So it's a good week for underdog value. And I think Boston has good underdog value here against my team. I'm not afraid to say it. I think they're the right side here. If you're looking for value, Gossman obviously is a great pitcher. He's having a great year, but I don't know if he's worth it in this spot. And, the Yankees, they have the White Sox for 3 games, which is unfortunate for my fanboyism. But, Toronto has, Tampa for the final 3. So they should be okay. I think they have the second best home record in baseball. So the fact that the last 6 games are at home is huge.
Here's the thing, though, with that, man.
My fingernails will be gone by the end of the week. I'll tell you that much.
Like, you want the home field, but then it's like, you want the momentum. You want to keep playing. You're winning. If you don't have that, it's because you kind of, I don't want to say choked, but you stumbled down the stretch, and then you go into the playoffs not playing your best ball. So that's the opposite side of that coin. When the team that's kind of going to have the 1 seed stumbles, and you're like, well, you're not playing good coming into the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's right now the Detroit Tigers in a nutshell. They're playing horrible right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if they end up losing the division. They had a 13-game lead on July 9th. It's down to 1. And I can see the Guardians taking over the division, and Detroit will go into the playoffs, having to play that first round, which, like I said just before, could be good if you have momentum. They have none. And they could be in real trouble. Which
Shame on them for not going out and get a pitcher. I mean, you bring Charlie Morton, who, by the way, was just signed by the Atlanta Braves with 5 games to go in the season. I guess he's going to retire a Brave at the end of the year. Shame on you.
Yep. I agree.
Strubal's great. He'll probably win tonight. He's got great numbers versus Cleveland this year. Flannery did not pitch up to expectations. Casey Mize was over expectations, but the problem is the guy hasn't pitched in years, so he's up against the wall, strength-wise, arm-wise, tiring out. And then it's a hodgepodge after them, and a lineup that even when they were winning was kind of derelict in its duties of average and station to station kind of stuff. You had some home run guys, but it is what it is. So all right, we got 7 minutes on MLB here. People will be like, wait a second, this is posted on Saturday for college football. Yeah, we're doing college football. We can talk about other things.
The American League, the American League is wide open. All the divisions are still wide open. It should be a great week. If you're a baseball fan, it should be a great week. The National League, not so much. 2 divisions are wrapped up, but yeah, it's
wild card. The wild card is definitely wild though in the NL. So
yep.
Again, baseball. For those interested, Matt is having a great season in MLB. He's got his Tuesday triple play up there if you're interested in that. And again, like I said, he's number 1 in MLB for the season. Jim Feist number 2. I am number 3 in the money there for MLB. So if you want some MLB, when the proverbial back to the wall kind of teams must win situation, get on board with 3 pretty good MLB cappers there. There you go, number 1 MLB. Number 1 in our hearts, not really. I mean, I'm not a Seminole fan. You see my Howard Schnellenberger helmet behind me. 7-point favorite, Florida State over kind of an upstart Virginia team. 3. So here we go. Florida State 3-0 started the season giving me a loser because I had Alabama. I'm like, there's no way Florida State's being good. I thought the coach was on his way out. A decisive win over Alabama. Castellanos said they can't stop me. They didn't stop them. They are 3-0. They beat up Kent State last game 66-10. Virginia, a little blemish there, 33-31 versus NC State, but still, 3-1. 48-20 win over Stanford. They're putting up some points here. Chandler Morris not doing a terrible job at the quarterback situation. Again, 7 and a 57.5 here. I got to look. I mean, honestly, the Hurricanes are on deck for Florida State. So that's kind of a bigger matchup. Is it a look-ahead spot? Possibly, yes. I mean, they're thinking it's lowly Virginia, but lowly Virginia has won some games. Lowly Virginia is 10-5 ATS as a home underdog. I got a weeknight game. I got a big school coming to town with a big ranking on their name, and I'm the little guy who we're sort of like the little engine that could now. We're starting to win some games, a little hype. You want to give me a touchdown? I'm going to look towards Virginia here myself, but what do you think about this? If you got anything, what do you think about the Virginia team as a whole, if anything? Or are you just gonna be like, Florida State is Florida State and they're back? Yeah,
I'm with you on Virginia here. I don't know who Florida State really is yet. Yeah, I was on Alabama week one also. It was Simpson's first start in a tough environment. That's my bad. It's kind of like Arch Manning going to Ohio State and he put up a clunker. Well, Simpson did too, but he's played well since then. And also, Florida State has played East Texas A&M. It sounds like a team out of a movie. And Penn State, and with a bye in between. So basically, they've had 3 weeks of just scrimmaging, practice. Yeah. That's basically what it was. So I'm not sure what to make of this team yet. As far as Virginia, they're 3-1. Last year was a debacle. They opened, I think, 4-1. They lost 6 of 7, including their last 3, to miss a bowl game. So coming into this season, I think they have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They're very experienced, number 8 in the country in that regard. 3-1 start this year. They lost to NC State. Never should have lost that game, by the way. They got down to the Wolfpack 8-yard line and 12-yard line in the fourth quarter. Turned it over on downs and threw an interception and ended up losing by 3 or 4 points, whatever it was. It was one score game.
33-31.
So they should have won that game. I think they're going to be, jacked up for this one. And as you mentioned, Florida State has Miami on deck, which is obviously always a huge game. I like Virginia in the points here. I don't know if Florida State's going to necessarily come out flat, but they're going to come out with maybe some rust by just not playing anyone. So, yeah, give me Virginia with the points.
Yeah, I'm with it. This will be an official show pick here. We do, sometimes we say we sort of like a game, we don't like a game. They are what they are. This will be official pick. This was like an 8.5 when it opened, or an 8, and I'm like, wow, that's a big number for a Virginia team that scored some points. Granted, not the best competition. Florida State. I mean, listen, you got the Alabama game, but the other games, the old proverbial higher, you get the tomato can in here for a pay to play. But just Florida State as a whole. I mean, okay, you beat Alabama, which, let's be honest, this is not, Alabama the last couple of years with DeBoer here has not been kind of like a Saban kind of Alabama team, number one. Number two, Florida State, under their coach themselves, they had 2 wins last year, by the way, folks, in case you forget the team that was ranked in the top 10 to start the year, lose to Georgia Tech, and then it was all downhill. He has not really done a great job down here. Right. He's lost games. Last year was maybe the anomaly because of the quarterback situation being hurt, but to trust them on the road here versus a team with the upstart feel to them, yeah, I think it's a strong play, and especially Miami on deck. Now, we'll keep it in Florida here. The argument, some people are like, oh, the Canes look like the best team. I don't know about that. I mean, they kind of eked by there. Florida, who's off kind of like a desperate spot there. I don't know if Penn State is the best team. Ohio State, I'll tell you what, I like Washington against Ohio State this week, to be honest with you. Like, who has Ohio State? I don't think there is a clear-cut – we've talked about this. Playoff-wise, I want less teams. This year, though, with a 12 team, you could probably make arguments for teams, anybody kind of winning this one this year. There's been no team kind of pull away and be like, we are here. Maybe we'll see it more with conference play and teams just kind of beating them. We got a couple. We got Oregon, right? We got Oregon, Penn State. We got Georgia, Alabama. I mean, Florida's going to have Miami, or Florida State on Miami next week. We'll have some decent feel of who is good and who's kind of fake. But what have you thought about the college football season to start this season?
Yeah, I agree.
For elite team wise, I should say.
Yeah, I think it's wide open. Ohio State had the nice win over Texas. They've played nobody since then. We'll see what they're made of going on the road.
But even that win, if Manning could complete a pass, maybe it's a loss for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Power 4. It's a good Power 4, but nonetheless, I can see. I don't look at the AP poll ever, but just looking at power rank, just do like different power rankings, through different places. You get a gist of who's good, and you could look at 10 teams that could win this right now. There's no clear-cut favorite like years past where it was Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama. In years past where they were, head and shoulders above the competition. This year, I don't see it. I really don't. Georgia, Alabama should be good this week. I like Georgia in that game. I don't think Alabama's all that. The one thing you can say about Alabama as well, they ripped Wisconsin. Well, Wisconsin then laid an egg at home against Maryland the next week. So, how good is it win against Wisconsin? So
Yes.
I don't think Alabama's all that either. I don't know. Yeah, it's this is the year, like you just said. This is the year that it's probably good there is an extended playoff format, because you could be leaving some teams out if it was just down to 4 that have a legit shot to win.
It'll be interesting because I think we'll see some 2-loss teams, possibly a 3-loss team, out of these bigger conferences, which will hurt your Mountain West American kind of team who might have 1 loss or even a second loss. A team like North Texas or something. Obviously
Right.
Boise's one of those squads. Maybe Houston is that team this year. Who knows? I still want to see that smaller kind of group get in there. I don't need to see who's ever out of the ACC if it's not Miami, right? Miami, if things go right, they just win that conference with no losses, make it easy. I don't need to see 2-loss Clemson, Louisville, Duke,
Right.
maybe Virginia, whoever it may be. Right? I mean, is that what we're going to have to see?
I think Georgia Tech's probably the only other. I don't think Georgia Tech.
That's right, Georgia Tech. I forgot about Georgia Tech.
I don't think they play this year. I don't think they play Miami. They do. Oh no, they don't. No, they don't. Miami does not play Georgia Tech, so they could mean the championship. Because I think Georgia Tech has a pretty easy schedule. Their biggest game was Clemson, and they won that game. But obviously, Clemson is crap right now, so maybe that wasn't that good.
Clemson just lost to Syracuse, didn't they?
No, it's funny.
When did they come back? I forgot there was a weather delay. I figured maybe they came back and won again.
Don't get me started on that, by the way. So there was a second home game in a row where they were down, and they all of a sudden had a weather delay. The same thing happened with Troy. They were down 19 or 16-0. And so all of a sudden there's random lightning in the area. So they sent the teams to the locker room, killed Troy's momentum, and look what happened. And I think they tried to do the same thing with Syracuse. It didn't work out.
Someone was saying, again, listen, if you're stuck around for 17 minutes after we talked about baseball, Florida State, and now we're into random weather conversations and who's the best team in the college football, hit the like button. Purdue and Notre Dame, I think it was yesterday with Doug and Tipper talking about it. I believe so. I hope it was them. I thought it was Doug was talking about Purdue. He had Notre Dame or something laying in the first half. There's a weather delay. He's like, I'm screwed here. Purdue kind of scores a touchdown. He's like, well, there goes that. Notre Dame runs the kickoff back or something after a 2-hour weather delay. He's looking at a winner, 2-hour weather delay. Purdue scores. He's like, woe is me with 30 seconds left. Then Notre Dame runs the kickoff back. He's like, I'm back in business. And then next play is Purdue kicks a field goal or something. We know time on the clock. He's like, 2.5-hour weather delay, and they score 17 points in 5 seconds or something.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it just takes the flow away. And I was reading something yesterday where I don't know if it's just Notre Dame or if it's a mandatory thing in all schools now. If there's a lightning strike within 30 miles, 30. It's Notre Dame. That's what it was. That's a little odd.
I know they have crap like that here for high school because I remember sitting on the bleachers and I'm like, look out in the distance here and you see lightning. I'm like, oh, okay. They didn't call it a game. But last year they did a lot of lightning delays during practice. Oh, there's lightning in the area. I'm like, all right, I don't get it, but apparently people are being struck down by lightning. Apparently, I don't know. Who knows? I sure as heck don't know. It's hard enough just picking football. I'm not going to be a weatherman. Although I should. I am on Twitter, which makes me I'm a geopolitical analyst, a doctor, and a weatherman. Considering I have a Twitter account, that's the way it usually works here. The X.
If you're on Twitter, you're an expert at everything.
Yes.
Everything.
I got you on mayonnaise. Hellman's is the best mayonnaise. I will die on that hill for Twitter. They're my expertise. Expertise-wise in college football, though, we are pretty good here. We are having a winning season of free picks, 9-7-1, plus 130. with our free picks to start the year here with college football. We like Virginia +7. Again, these are the free picks, folks. We want to win the free picks. MLB, 62 and 55 +150. We want to win them all. But our best bets, our top plays are at gamblersworld.net. So head to gamblersworld.net for Matt's best bets here on Monday, or excuse me, on Tuesday. We're talking here on Tuesday, which is why we brought up some baseball. Also for the weekend. Matt, this will be up here on Tuesday for Tuesday night, but also later in the week. So let us know. Do you have anything up for Saturday or Sunday, or loaded up in the system? Anything going?
Nothing up yet, but I have my spreadsheets out, doing some research and crunching some numbers, and I'll have some plays out either later today or tomorrow.
Well, lucky for everybody, Matt, I have 18 games up here, 9 NFL, 9 college football for the weekend.
Absolutely.
So I got you covered. If you really want to get down on a Tuesday, go buy a weekly pass. You'll have 18 winners, not even counting anything I add for the rest of the week and Major League Baseball-wise. So there is that. And I'm not having a bad season. I'm 37 and 25, which is a shade under 60% with my college, and I'm 500, I think, or a game under in NFL. I'm like 12 and 12, 13 and 12, 12 and 13.
Great college start.
NFL, let's be honest. We're kind of more doggy guys than favorite guys. And I was telling Jim off air, I said, a slow start for me here. They're spinning wheels, which I don't mind considering the amount of favorites that are coming in. Like, we've seen a lot of favorites. So the fact that I'm kind of just here, I'll take it, and I'm not totally in the tank. I've had a nice mixture of dogs and faves and some totals to save me. But how's your NFL going?
Dead even right now. Dead even. I believe 9-9. I think 9-1, something like that. 10-1, something like that. But yeah, it's like last year was, I think spread-wise, the biggest favorite year ever. So I mean, the public crushed it. And this year, through the first 2 weeks, favorites of 4 or more were 12-0, and last week they went 5-2. Those are straight up numbers. They're not against the spread, so I get that. But it just shows that there haven't been any upsets. The only 2 teams that lost this past weekend, there were big favorites, were the Falcons and
Packers.
Packers. But these favorites just keep winning, and I think it's eventually going to come back down to the mean. And I think you and I both, I think we're in decent shape where we're right around 500, where we haven't gotten crushed, which I think a lot of people are getting crushed by just taking underdogs. And like we sprinkle around, so it's good. But I think these underdogs are finally going to start coming around at some point. They have to, after what happened last year and the start of this year, I would hope.
16 and 17 for me in NFL, 16 and 17. So there's that. I think tomorrow, Matt will be back tomorrow. Brian Biller joining us. I think tomorrow's a good little conversation. We're doing NFL tomorrow about favorites and how the season has been this year and even last year. That'll be a nice little that'll be a little conversation tomorrow if you want to tune into that, because this one should have been a 12-minute real fast convo, and it's 25 minutes, and we tipped into some baseball, some NFL, some college football. Again, if you're here this long, thank you for listening. Take that Virginia +7 as your free pick. And that's a wrap. Notification bell's on. Comment your selection, side total, favorite, over, under, whatever. And we will see you tomorrow. Matt, Brian Biller, myself here. Good luck, everybody. Bye-bye.